the Banshee, the weakened Banshee, now going to be moving across the field for Naama and just going to be blasting away at these probes right now. Mana now forced to pull off and not able to mine at his expansion. So mining on this map has been very difficult for both players. Both players very incredibly active at trying to keep that pressure on their opponent. And it looks like Naama finally has that Raven out, so all the observers will be going down at this point. The rocks were not destroyed, almost destroyed, but the Stalkers did have to retreat to come back and help out right here. Looking at the income tab though, 40 over 36, so that constant pressure from Naama has been able to let him pick up a little bit, and with the mules just pulling out significantly ahead of his opponent. So it looks like these observers will all fall down as the Raven is about to move out across the field. No more free sight and map hack for Mana at this point. And I think Naama's just been doing an incredible job constantly pressuring him with that Banshee only had 10 HP, and it still was able to get in there and eke out a few more kills, just not giving up on any of his units at all, and pulling them out in time so that he can run back in there and still do a good amount of damage. Looks like charge is being researched up for Mana at this point, so getting ready for that charge lot combination yet again. And it looks like Naama is going to be moving out across the field and doing even more pressure, just never giving up with these Banshees. Sometimes players usually pump out a few Banshees and see that they can't get as much harassment in, but this has been paying off huge for Naama this entire game, just constantly making Mana work at the base and keep his army here so that Naama can and freely feel like he can expand if he wants to, knows that the pressure is going to be coming on him, or knows when it will be, does have an SCV right here scouting, and wants to see when his opponent is going to take that gold expansion. And at this point, because of that economic advantage, now 48 over 39, Mana now trying to replenish as much as possible. Looks like Psystorm is being researched as well. But now, being able to eke out the economic advantage, he does have a superior army count, 121 over 92 as well. And Naama now looking pretty good in this game. Mana finally throwing down the photo cannon to help defend a little bit better so that he doesn't have to always use his army and run back and forth all the time. His army is a little bit split up right now as several of the Stalkers have to stay around, and looks like more harassment from the Banshees trying to take out anything that they can and really just staying in here and not kind of giving up at all. Just trying to hit multiple pronged attacks. So great micro from Naama, going to be taking his third base right now, knows that his opponent doesn't have anything else out there and really wants to keep that economic advantage up and running. Lone Observer now out onto the field, and so it looks like Naama's going to be adding Ghost onto the field as well. What is going down? So the Banshee's still up in the air and trying to get even more harassment in, even though this Banshee only has 20 HP, and he knows that he's going to be running into a field of hurt, but nothing here for Mana at this point. All of his Stalkers have retreated and moved down. Look at all this. I mean, the main is pretty much mined out at this point, but looking at the Harvester count yet again, even though Mana was just chrono boosting away to catch up on his opponent, Naama just refuses to let go, and just kind of forcing Mana to constantly move around and micro his units to kind of keep away these really annoying and pestering Banshees at this point. Looks like the Observer is going to come in and try to make sure that he keeps an eye on the Banshees as they just hang out right there. Meanwhile, it looks like Naama will be pushing out across the map at this point and trying to, yeah, he does see that his opponent is going to try to take the gold. And so Mana now trying to establish himself to prevent the rocks from being broken down, and this is a very good point for him to kind of station in battle. He does have a little bit of the high ground if Naama tries to go that way, but Naama going to be going on top and moving out with SCBs as well. Is that the transfer, or what is going on there? So EMP looks like, I don't know if EMP actually went down, but looks like the feedback did go down on the Observer is going down as well. And right now Naama going to try to hold off against this massive Templar, Stalker, Zealot, charge lot army as well. And Banshee's still doing more harassment on this side. Finally, a photon cannon is being thrown down at the base on top as well. And this tank going to be caught a little bit off right there. Both players trying to find a channel to really attack on. And it looks like Mana's going to be pushing ahead right now. Does know that the rocks have been destroyed. So Naama going to play catch up. But once these units run up these rocks, it's going to be that much more difficult for them to retreat. Multiple EMPs are going down at this point. and everything's just going to fall very quickly. Naama doing a great job trying to get his EMPs going so that the Psi Storms won't be able to be cast from a lot of the Templars. And a ton of Charge Lots are in the field right now. Naama just taking his time, making sure that he's set up, doesn't want to overextend himself at this point. Psi Storm is being dropped down on a huge ball of the units. Unfortunately for Naama, he wasn't able to EMP as much as he wanted to. There are survivals on the field. A ton of buildings have been dropped, and actually Naama right now in a decent amount of trouble. Lost a lot of his units to those Psi Storms just running up that ramp. And it looks like he might or might not have enough at this point. It's really hard to say right now. Is able to stream out everything at his base. Looking very quickly at, it looks like something did go down there as the Banshee was constantly trying to harass there. So Naama is able to barely hold on, I think, surviving at this point. Several of his structures are about to explode. This Rax is about to go down. I think this one without repair will go down very quickly. I don't know if he has any SCVs coming over. There's still a lone Zealot slashing away at the supply depots. And looking at the army count, despite all that battle right now, Naama's still able to kind of hold on a little bit. 92 over 77. Remote mining going on for Mana at this point, who I think tried to take that expansion, but possibly lost it to even more Banshee harassment. And now forces are just streaming in for Naama. The SCVs have come up for some sort of retaliation or hold off, and a bunch of auto turrets now going down as well. Looks like Mana might be forced to retreat at this point. And on the backside, you still see these, the Banshees are still here to do some sort of harassment. I think that the Mana did have that observer out to watch it, but it looks like the Banshees are coming right back in to take out this gold expansion. So Naama's still trying to do some damage as he can. I don't know if he has enough units now to hold off on this attack. Might just have enough. But the charges, and now sending his SCVs in to do some damage there. It looks like the Nexus did finish because of the battle going on right here for Mana, but just Naama just suffering too many structural damages right now. Is not going to be able to reinforce nearly as quickly. A bunch of his Raxes going down. It looks like he might actually lose the battle here and pretty much lose like all his buildings here as well. But one lone Banshee left trying to take out this Nexus, and this Banshee is going to go down at this point. Oh, cloaks just in time with 5 hit points left. That was almost like an auto cloak going down for Naama. So while his base was being destroyed, he still went out, and look, he's even muling that lone pile of everything. Is able to take out that Nexus as well. Looking at the army tab though, 104 to 29. Looks like units were coming in here as well. Zealots were coming in there, and lots of damage going on everywhere on the map. Charge Lots just running in and trying to take out the SCVs here. There is that planetary fortress there as well. But I think at this point, Naama's just not going to have enough really to recover. Cannot replenish his army nearly as quickly. Not going to give up though, has built multiple starports now. Triple starports going down near that planetary fortress, trying to hold out as long as possible. Might be trying to pump out as many Banshees as he possibly can right now. But it looks like Mana, meanwhile, is still remote mining from the gold. He isn't he's about to mine out of his natural, but with this army push right here, it should be game for Naama. So Mana with just a really great exchange here at the ramp when he pushed in. It was good timing and very favorable to him, and after that attack really just kind of kept ahead for the rest of the game. Naama, I'm sure, just really regretted running. I think he thought he had already EMP'd most of the Templars, but in fact the Templars were a bit ahead of the EMPs and still had a ton of Psi Storms left down to throw. Naama desperately trying to hold on and throws down the GG. So it looks like Mana is going to be up 2-1, and the losers who have picked the map have always seem to win on the map. I'm curious to see what the next map is. I think it's going to be a large one for Naama by choice. So Mana up 2-1 in the series. This has been JCS StarCraft signing off.